We're recording and go.
Okay, so hello, I am Marissa, and today we are going to be introduced to all of our super cool, amazing animal ambassadors that we have here. And all of these animals are able to be symbolically adopted, which pretty much just means that you will be an active role in the care that we are able to give them here. You'll be able to help support them. You'll be able to help feed them. And hopefully when all of this is over, you'll be able to have a meet and greet with the animal that you choose to adopt. So I wanted to take a little bit of time to kind of introduce you all to these animals so you could see them as up close as we can possibly get right now. So the first animal that we have, well, set of animals actually, is Chowder and Panini. These are our two red-eared sliders. They are absolutely wonderful, and they are kind of getting super excited right now because they are hoping that I am going to give them a worm. A lot of times we'll have camp kids go out and search for earthworms for them, and it acts as kind of like an enrichment where we'll get to put worms over on their rocks here, and the kids will get to watch as these adorable little turtles go and try to catch these worms. They also love when we give them food. They get very excited. They often try to bite the spoon that you're giving them their food on, which is kind of funny and cute, but they're just super excited for that. We actually get to use, make sure you guys can all see them. We can sometimes use these two turtles, Chowder and Panini, for when we teach watershed classes, because these are our aquatic turtles that are available for the symbolic adoption. And we can talk about watershed health, water quality, and how water quality plays a really important role in their lives if they were out in the wild. Do we have any questions so far about our turtles, about our aquatic turtles? Let me check. Okay. All right. So these are both females, and one of the ways that you can tell is by looking at their claws. Come here, lady. So males have, oh, hello. I know, hello. You're so active. So males have very long claws, and if you look at her claws, they're not all that long. Oh, hello. Now she's active. But females do not need to have as long of claws as males do. They also, I don't know if she'll let you see her tail, but males have a much longer and wider tail than the females do. So this pretty lady here is, well, a lady, as is her her companion here, both Chowder and Panini. Oh, that was a lot for you. I'm sorry, lady. All right. So these two are very active, very engaging, fun for the kids to watch, especially being out here in our big room or our classroom. So the next animal that we are going to go is tucked away, but we're going to take a look at our other turtles here that are available also as a set for the symbolic adoption. So this is Sugar right here. And she's a good lady. She is so friendly. She absolutely loves people. She loves hanging out. She is super social. As you can see by the fact that if you look at this tank, there are two turtles in here. but her boyfriend is not as social, but he also is pretty fun. And I'll lift this up. Whoop, and there he is in here. So he is a little bit more of a scaredy cat. He's kind of shy, but he loves his companion very much. So this is Cinnamon. He's the more bitter to her sweet. And they keep each other wonderfully happy here in their home. So I don't want to keep scaring him. But let's take Sugar out right now. She is having a bath. It is a hot day. So here we have Sugar. Let me adjust. There we go. She is, again, the active one of the group. And she is a female. One of the ways that we can identify if she's male or female with the land turtle versus the aquatic turtles that you just saw is that she has brown eyes as compared to her boyfriend Cinnamon, who has red eyes. And I will take him out in a little bit and hopefully you can see his eyes. Also, her shell doesn't have as much of a flare to it at the base as Cinnamon has as a male. Again, her claws are shorter than Cinnamon's too. So that's some ways that we can identify and help to distinguish between the two of them because they're both eastern box turtles, so they're both kind of hard to tell apart if you're not quite sure what you're looking for. But this little lady here is actually a native Pennsylvanian species, so that's pretty cool. When we go into the woods with camp kids or different field trips, we can talk about these turtles and about how native habitat is important in their lives. So let me put Sugar back here. I think she wants to continue her bath. It is a hot day for her. Here you go. Thanks. So these turtles, being native, whenever we're out in the woods, we might be able to catch a glimpse of them and see them out and about in the wild. In fact, just the other week during one of our June camps, on Turtle Day, it was so cool. We had a Eastern box turtle walk up onto our back patio, and the kids had a really, really unique chance to see this wild turtle up close in person and be able to make some observation on that turtle, and then take a look at our turtle here, our different animal ambassadors, and learn more about turtle species as a whole and about native species like our Eastern box turtle. So I'm going to try to take Sugar out, or not Sugar, I already took her out, Cinnamon out so you can take a look at his eyes. All right, let's see if he's going to be friendly with me. Hi, buddy. Hi. All right. Come on up, bud. You're scared. It's okay. So we might need to give him a little bit of time before he feels comfortable to put his head out for us to take a look at his eyes. However, you can see at the side here, his shell does flare out a little bit more than Sugar's shell does. We can really see it here on this side. You can see as it slopes down, it flares out at the base. And that's one way that we can identify him as a male. So while these two get their food, they love, oh man, they eat an amazing salad, like really good salad. They get arugula, dandelion greens, raspberries, blueberries, all chopped up together with little bits of chicken. Like, it's an amazing salad that I wish I was able to have when I got fed. But sometimes we have to put him a little closer to the food because Sugar here is so active, and you can see she's already coming out of her bath and she's trying to explore a little bit more, check things out. that she'll run over to the food, get super excited, and he's so slow and cautious that he often won't get as much food as she does. So we gotta move him around. Let's see if you can see his eyes any better. He's got beautiful red eyes. Let's put him back down near his lady and see if he, oh, there he is already. So let's put, there we go. Oops, that's me. You don't want to see me. Oh, come on, baby. Let's look at your eyes. I can't see. Let's move you over here. Maybe we can see through the glass a little bit. Oh, can we see his eyes? Oh gosh. Maybe if he poked his head out a little farther, we'd be able to see. I'll let him go. He's clearly had enough of me. So these two are another set that you can symbolically adopt. Sugar and cinnamon. So we'll move on to the next animal adoption that we have here, and this is Kyla. She is our gray tree frog. And Haila is just a peach. She gets very, there we go, now I can see. She looks to be very calm, very chill. She's just sitting, oh, there she is. She's just sitting on her tree right here, looking very nonchalant, very inconspicuous. But as soon as you feed her her worm or her cricket, she loves mealworms, she will grab at your hands. It is the cutest thing ever. You've never seen such an active tree frog before. Such a transition in behavior. She'll grab at your hands using her little hands and shove the insect or mealworm into her mouth. So right now we can see she is just sitting there, very calm. Gray tree frogs are another one of the native species here, and we often hear them at night, early evening. We can identify them. They have a very high-pitched trill that they give off. And they're definitely hard to find because, as you can see, if she was up against tree bark, she's pretty camouflaged, or would have the ability to camouflage. And even here on this tree stump, even though it's a completely different color, she still might be hard to see unless we were searching for her. Hi, lady. Say hello. Named her Haila. We had a naming contest, and that was the name that won. And Haila is actually part of the Latin in her scientific name. So a very, very meaningful name for this adorable little tree frog. She likes it to be nice and humid, keeps her skin moist as an amphibian. Hi, Haila. And we do that by using this spray bottle here. We'll spray the inside of her enclosure, make sure that the humidity stays up, but she'll not mind. The those humid days. All right. Hi, Haila. We're going to move on to the next one. So again, all of these animals are available for symbolic adoption. You can check out our website, www.bcas.org. And if you go to our Get Involved page, you can scroll through that Get Involved menu, and symbolic animal adoptions is part of that. And again, that adoption is helping to support and care for these animals so that we can keep using them for our amazing education programs and introducing kids to the wonders of wildlife. So here's our next one. He is such a pretty boy. Oh, I love him. And he's another friendly one. We like having all of these friendly animals here because it makes it easy for us. Oh, all right, so this is Cornelius. Oh, hello. Oh, that's not his head. That's a little piece of bark. I thought that was his head. Let's move this. He likes his hidey place. They have the ability to climb, and they like sneaking under rocks. So here's Cornelius, the corn snake. Again, we had a naming competition for him. And that one went out. He is an albino morph. So if we look at his eyes, they are red in color. I would love to pick him up, except he likes to stay moving. And with my phone, it makes it really hard to be able to handle him and keep filming him at the same time. Because when you pick up a snake, you want to always be able to support the head. So when Cornelius is climbing around and investigating, you want to kind of follow with your hands and keep your hands moving with his body. So it usually takes two hands in order to be able to carry him really well. He has beautiful coloration. So he is albino, so he's got the red eyes and the whiter skin. However, you can still see some markings on him. Some slight darker pigmentation. Now he is checking this out. He does not know what this weird black box in his face is, and it is not his mouse. So that's kind of confusing. Ooh, but if you see, he's sticking out his tongue. He's not trying to taste. That's not how snakes will taste. Like we use our tongue for taste. Snakes actually use their tongue to smell. So as he is sticking his tongue out, flicking it around, he's actually grabbing scent molecules and bringing them into his mouth, where there's an organ on the roof of his mouth called the Jacobson organ. And, oh, hello, bud. And that's able to distinguish scents for him. So he likes to climb around. We have this paper towel tube in here, which may seem like a really weird thing to have. However, one of his absolute favorite places to hide, to feel safe, to just play around in is inside that tube. He'll stick his whole entire body through the tube and keep his little head poked out one side and his tail poked out the other. And he absolutely loves that. He also has a nice little twig here to kind of climb on to get active and stay active. He's another one of our animals that really likes the humidity. Humidity will actually help him to be able to shed properly. If it's not humid enough, his shedding, as they do routinely, they'll shed their old skin, will be in pieces and fragments, and sometimes it can be painful or hard to complete the shed. But when it's nice and humid, you know, we all want our skin to be moisturized. When we have dry, scaly skin, it's no fun. It's itchy. It's ugh. So a humid tank, but not wet, will give him the right environment to be able to shed properly. So we can use him in education because corn snakes are another common Pennsylvania snake species. while they might not all be albino, they are still pretty common in this area in their red and brown coloration. So we can talk about native species. It's also really interesting when kids will express fear over snakes, and then they come and they meet Cornelius and they're able to see up close snake behavior and realize that he's actually a sweetheart. And they can have the ability to kind of lose that sense of fear that they had originally and, you know, fall in love with snakes. So it's really cool to get to introduce the kids to snakes in a safe environment, in a controlled environment where there's not going to be too many surprises and the kid themselves can feel a little safer. All right, so we're going to say goodbye to Cornelius and move on to our next animal. Hi, Cornelius. I'll put this back down for him. Hey, bud. Bye. All right, let's put this back up. And if you were wondering, oh, if I can grab this, how to support Bucks Audubon in other ways, I know I keep mentioning how we use them for kids, but we would love for you to become a member, and your membership will support the education programs that we do here, even beyond just how we use our animals. See, he's already gone back inside his tiny hole. But we would love for you to become a member and to join us at some of our upcoming virtual programs and in-person stuff, and help to keep us going, help us be able to do more stuff. All right, so this is our last lady, and this is Sheila, our bearded dragon. They are not native to Pennsylvania, they're native to Australia. However, she's such a friendly animal. I know all of our animals are super friendly, but she's so great to have the kids get to really interact with reptiles. Oh, hello. Gotta support her. Oh, hi. Hi, sweet thing. Oh my goodness. Look at the face. Just checking us out. All right, let me, whoop, whoop, whoop. I want to support her tail. Let me flip my camera around again for you. Okay, so, oh, here Sheila, she's stuck. So she's a snuggler. She likes to, there we go. There we go, there we have it. She's a huge neck and shoulder snuggler. All right. And she's really great to, get the kids interacting with all the animals that we have here. It's amazing. She looks super spiny. So if we look at her skin, we see all of these spikes. But these spikes are actually pretty soft when we feel them when we pet down the body, as opposed to if we pet up her body, that would hurt her. And it would also hurt us because we would feel those spikes a lot more. But she uses these spikes, if she were out in nature, to get predators to get scared of her. Like if a raptor were to come and say, "Oh, a lizard, how delicious, I want to eat it," she can poof up, and they're called bearded dragons. Can I see your beard, honey? Oh, she would prefer to climb. All right, so this beard right here, this little flap of skin here, will poof up super big, and it will actually turn a dark brown to black color, and that's where they get their name bearded from. Dragon, because look at her. Tell me she doesn't look like a dragon, like a little baby dragon. So cute. But with that poofed up beard covered in spines, raptors and other predators like dingoes in her environment would be absolutely terrified to try to eat her. So she stays nice and safe. She, though, is nowhere near as vicious as she may look. She loves dandelions. Lady doesn't really have teeth. She uses her jaws, her powerful jaws to kind of crush her food up. She loves crickets. Oh my goodness, we'll put crickets out here on this table as we're prepping their food. And Sheila's tank then is right across the way, and she will stare at you. She'll just give you like the biggest eyes as you get her crickets and her meal ready for her. And if you want to give her a treat, you can go out and pick her a dandelion that is pretty much like candy to this little lady. She also eats raspberries and strawberries. So if you ever see her after a mealtime, or if we post pictures of her, she may look like she has bright red lipstick. And that's from what we picked. So another one of our amazing animal ambassadors here. All right, do we have any questions before I put Sheila away? All right, well, remember you can symbolically adopt one of these animals, help support them, help us keep using them for education and giving kids the chance to experience the amazing reptiles up close and personal and getting to engage with them. And you can also help to keep them well fed, keep them happy in their enclosures by going to our website and becoming a member, and donating is always really helpful as well. All right. Gonna say goodbye. All right. Bye, Sheila. Oh, she's waving.